Good afternoon, partners, friends, investors, and all that are connected to us. We greet you. Further on what happened yesterday, we needed to put the record straight. People have been asking, they want to know why have we been seen being evicted from the facility, the Moringa house, the popular Moringa house. Now the reason for why it happened, we need to proffer and provide an explanation. It all began when we identified this facility here in Nyanya at the industrial layout. We saw it was more like an abandoned building, and we decided to ask for the landlord. And the landlord showed up. We requested to be tenants so that we moved from where we were to this particular place. And he gave it to us. We entered and began to pay the rent. But the factory is established to produce foods and health-related products. And so we will need NAFDAC registration and certification eventually. So we approached our landlord and requested that he will give us permission. Let's agree so that we can update and upgrade this particular facility. He gave us the go-ahead and supported us. We wrote the agreement and signed. And then we invested money, over 27 million naira, in order to update and upgrade this particular facility to the standard of NAFDAC. And after doing that, we also consider our foreign links and connection. We sought to know their standards, and then we further upgraded it to international standard. Because in this particular factory, we produce both for local and international use. We have exported thousands of, property goods, different products out there in the country, outside this country, to Europe and other parts of the country. Now, this continued until he decided to change the rent. He reviewed the rent without any notice. And when we agreed to pay him, we asked him to give us the account number so that we can continue paying our rent. And our landlord said he refused, he declined. After a while, he took us to the court and requested he wouldn't want us anymore. We were happy. We went to the court of law, knowing that the rights of the tenants and that of the landlord is being protected in the law. And when we got there, we submitted copies of our agreements, and then we also submitted quotations of things that we bought and services we brought in order to upgrade this particular facility to where it is today. Having looked at the documents, 2 courts of competent jurisdiction they dismissed this case. And the landlord continued to move until he located this last court. And the last court which made this pronouncement today, made this pronouncement, and then that resulted into the eviction that you saw happening yesterday. It's an unfortunate, I will call an unfortunate court decision, because we felt that our interest was not also taken into cognizance, because we presented all that we did, and yet it appeared not to have been listened to, because as soon as the court orders came, they came to evict it. But when this court judgment earlier arrived, we felt we shouldn't go into further drag with our landlord, since himself came visiting and showing himself that he is still a father and we needed not to have gone this far, and said we should just fulfill the demands. And we paid monies to him as required by the judgment. But the court arrived yesterday and said no kobo got to their notice. Nobody notified them of any such payments. They are not aware. And they carried out this terrible thing that happened yesterday. So we simply want to put the record straight that yes, this is what transpired. Thank you. There may be need to come late.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes, some of us sometimes, we are talking, people says I Michael Ashimashiga, I always deal using emotions in driving this vision or business. It's an entire association, association of over how many thousands of people with all the key stakeholders. But they gave me that authority, and also under our business arrangement or business registration, Eden Moringa, I'm the CEO. In the association, I am the president. In the Eden Pharmaceuticals, I am the CEO. We have a secretary, we have other directors, about 9 of us on. So all the company have all their directors. So we are here today regarding this issue. We are not out to drag with anybody. I know most people that didn't understand the way we operate or what we have seen or what we have gone through. Sometimes they say, I always abuse government, I always fight, I always quarrel. And that's why even when they are coming yesterday, they have to bring all kinds of force to come and carry out this judgment, this eviction. So why I'm trying to add to what have transpired, when we located this place, as you have said earlier, it was, we shared a picture, just a dilapidated property. No fence, nothing, no windows, everywhere. When you see the place, that is a hideout. We reported to Nyanya police station, bear us witness how many times they come here to carry out raid. So the entire, this is phase 4 industrial layout. I mean Nyanya small scale industrial layout that have been set out by during the Obasanjo. They did that so that they can accommodate industries, small scale industries. And with the experiences that the nation is having, you can see that there is no single industry since the creation of this place. No industry have ever functioned in this particular place, except our coming 2020. If not, no industry have ever produced anything in this environment. Not to talk only here. We are dealing with raw material from zero to finishing. Why most of the times we cried out or we shout? You can see up to the end there by those before the third story building. These are all land that has been allocated, but all around it you see houses everywhere occupied. But this is industrial layout, empty lands and the rest of it. Nothing is being produced here. So we are the only one here producing. We are not talking because we are against anybody or any government. We want government to live to responsibility. Why I'm shouting all the time that industries are closing down, factories are closing down, unemployment is increasing, banditry, insecurity and the rest. Why? Because research successes that have been carried out with all the government agencies and establishment, all the institutions of government that have been established to carry out research, so that these research successes will now go down to the grassroots. Then from the grassroots, they will now produce, instead of depending on government or waiting for government or going into crimes, they will now fall into those research successes. No single one will come out today in this country and be proud. I'm in Nigeria. This today, 24th. No single minister or senator. I'm not talking because I'm talking against them. I want them to come out and say, we have research on this. This is an industry that have been established to carry out this. So you that cannot even come to your local government secretariat, you are in the remote forest, You can still cultivate this particular product that we have researched. An agent will be going down, following you, or even if you carry it out, you say, this is what you have. They will now buy it off from you, and then another one will carry, till it gets to your local government secretariat. There is none in Nigeria today. So we are doing this. Why? It's a call, and it's a vision, and it's a project that Chinese and Indian government brought it to Nigerian government during Obasanjo regime to solve unemployment, to solve poverty, and to solve health challenges. Nigerians fly out to go and see what they are doing. They say, we want to bring it to you here. Do it here in your nation, so that Nigerians, all these migrations, youth migrations, and the rest of them will be cut off. So let's leave that aside. Let's come to the main project why we are talking. We have called out investors. We have our investors, we have our partners. People have believed in us. They believe that we can deliver all that we are called out, or we call them out to partner with us. And when you can see what carries out, a lot of calls, both local and international. Either MORINGA, you kept shouting, come out of this country, you refuse. You say, when I go day here, when I go fight, I'm here. You say, see the result of what we are telling you. I say, yes, there are bad people that are out to make sure this government will never see the light of the day till their tenure expire. And these are the things that are playing out, where international community, and on my own, I even challenged the Minister of Agri. That I told him, I said, if people will keep calling for foreign and direct investment, people will not come because of what? We are their eyes on ground. They are seeing what we are facing, so they won't allow to bring their money into Nigeria again. Let's see how we can change this country. I accuse them on that. I accuse all the government, the president, from president downward, judiciary, all. Why? Because of what has played now. This our landlord and our father, when we took him as our chairman, after he saw the visions and the dreams and what we are into, he now said he wants to be with us, and he has a lot of contacts. We said, no problem. Go to all the ministries and agencies. He has people everywhere, State House and the rest of them. He will come here and say, let's do this. We will give him product, we will go and deliver, send samples and the rest of them. If I call some ministers, I know people will be angry. Some, when the minister even hear their voice, they will say, why should my name be mentioned here? Some are for good. Some is just both the mixture of both sweet and bitter, with all the ministries that if may likely may be mentioned. But what transpires is this: when this thing started 2020, before NAFDAC number will finally drop down, our chairman took our product to so many places as also a director marketing, and we have signed to pay him so and so amount. That is what we have agreed and we are working upon, besides paying him his rent. So he took the product. When we get to one of the former top judicial leader in Nigeria, he now discussed, they finalized, they are going to pay 30 million. Before we realized, our staff that was attached to him came back that they were fighting and quarreling. Saw them every day, they would just be fighting and quarreling, unnecessary argument. He said he doesn't want to work with this boy. The boy said, no, I don't want to work with him. Why? Because that when they heard that 30 million naira will be paid, that the landlord whom we took as our chairman, now betrayed us. He told him that that money shouldn't come to us. They should try our rent. We will complete 1 year before the NAFDAC could drop. Let them just try and close and see how he can pursue us out of this place so that they can work together. That he have already stationed some staffs. He have cornered a lot of our staffs. All this while that we have been going out with him, the guy came up and said, this guy is a python. We should please see. We don't want to even mention names and go far. So to cut the whole story short, that is what transpired. When we now said, oh yeah, the rent have terminated, give us an account. Let us transfer your money, your due rent. No notice, nothing, as my elder here have said. He now said it won't work. An agent met us and said that he asked to come and collect 5 million naira from us. I said 5 million. After we spent 27 million, what? 5 million for what? He said that is the new rent. From 700,000, no notice, nothing. Okay, no problem. we can pay, but since you have let him write officially to us, we called him, he said he didn't send him. Okay, no problem. Since you didn't send him, notwithstanding, give us the account number, let us pay your money. He refused. That is the battle. Before we realized, we now saw court notice. And that is how we went to the court. We defended all, we present all our documents to court dismiss this matter. That is from 2021. To court dismiss the matter because they realized that how can somebody, you wrote in an agreement that these people will put this place to this order, these people will repair this, will do this, will sink this one, will sink that one, will put there, will fence the whole place, do all the roofings that is dropping, the roof is already dropping down, do all those things, and then at the end of it, you now ask them to just move without any notice and anything, not knowing that that is what the other man was kept telling us, one of our staff, that please, this man, I should be very careful. We're now up to the point we have to terminate one of the appointment of the staff. We terminated him. We said, no problem. We take you as an investor and you will take what belongs to you. And that is how he left. The same to other staff. That is how what kept happening. We begin to see different characters and things coming up from. So to cut the whole story short, from the ministry we couldn't hear anything. From his own end, trouble. We are not talking nothing. We are just going to the court, submitting our details. After the two courts have dismissed last year, when one of the courts dismissed the matter, they now went straight to this other court. He proudly told me, he said he will deal with me. That he will look for it. He knows the father to this judge that gave this wrong judgment. Let me call it wrong judgment. That is why sometimes we accuse judiciary. That is why we accuse legislative. We accuse executive because of some of these things. He told me, he said they must give judgment. And when he said that, having experience of what transpired between me and the commissioner of police before they took me, they said they must deal with me and carry me to prison. And that is what happened. You know, Nigerian, I don't know. That is why when you see me shouting about bad policies and bad government initiative, it's not that I am against anybody's or our president's this thing. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. I have investors on my neck. I have staff. As I'm talking here, even with the close of this, most of the staff, I asked them yesterday in Benin there, we have 40 staff, 50 staff directed this thing. I have to stop the other 40. 90 staff in the farm in the Benin there. I have to ask them to stop work. We discussed, I said, why should I stop those ones since they are in the farm? Investors, their investment mostly is not here. Even though what we have here is billions of naira. You can see products on the ground. How they wasted all our products. You can see what transpire. Yeah? These are hundreds of millions, so you see it as small as it is. You see this cake. Today I received call from Israel. Today, 24th, I received call from Israel. They are looking for this. But their price, our own is more better than the one in India and China. But I can't supply it to them. I told them their price cannot give me what we are looking for. We have spent heavily. And it's a product that we are not compromising in whatsoever we are doing here. So I now told them, I said, please, let them continue the work. Continue harvesting there. And that is something I told all the people. The one in, this one, Benin is different. Abia State, more than 30 people are in the farm. I know the number of people I'm paying salary in Abia State. When I say I mean association. Because they must sign, everybody must sign before 1 naira will go out. I know how much we are paying there. We know how much, Gombe, go to Gombe. We know how much product we are buying from all our farmers all over. Go to Meduguri. All over the country, Lagos, and as I'm talking now, we're supposed to start harvesting in Oyo State. The Abia is ready all over the nation. You can see the number of people that, thousands of people that the federal government policies, when I say federal government, people look at their policies. There are certain policies that if it have not followed exactly, or they have not used some certain people that are trying to manipulate the processes of the government and the policies and programs of the government, the law that has been set on ground, if they don't use certain people as an example, that is how people will keep. Sometimes they say opposition party and the rest of it. I'm not here to talk about party. Party or opposition, they capitalize on weaknesses of what is transparent to win the other one. We are not talking because we are not here for election. What we are trying to say is this. We are asking the government, look into this case. This man has so many threats. I know what transpired between me and the wife of the former president, Aisha Buhari. I know the people she brought in here. They came in through him, through the same chairman. But they refused to submit the report to her. It gets to a point when even when we are in a program, the wife of the president said, why are you doing this? They looked at me, they looked for me, they couldn't see me. It was when she was leaving the International Conference Center, I shouted, I said, Your Excellency, Moringa is here. Because she can't give a call that they should call all the major producing industry that are having raw product for this first made in Nigeria an exhibition of all herbs and alternative medicine, that they should come up for a meeting. We are one of those that have been invited. But our stand, they went and kept us behind. She said she couldn't see us at the front. She asked the minister. I was trying to explain what transpired between we, the NAFDAC, and the ministry. The minister said, why are you bringing this? We have already proved this. We are friends now. I say, yes, sir. He said, whether you like it or not, there are bitter ways and there are sweet ways that in anybody that is in politics, you must have those encounters. So the wife of the president lamented, how can we have such kind of research in Nigeria and people are suffering of poverty? That is the same thing General Yakubu Gowon told his staffs. They sent message to us when they gave us a story, a place, one of the Gowon Center. We couldn't go there because of this kind of bad people that are there to destroy government policies. And when we talk, the same government will come here and take statistics and analysis of all that we have done and then go back. So today, we are here to assure our investors. Whatsoever that transpires here, we are still encouraging you that it doesn't have anything. It will affect a little, but it's not something. The harvest is from the farm. From the farm, wherever our facility are, wherever the farms are, there are drying processes there. We have set up a drying facility in Benin, Edo State there, which is also part of his state. The number of people we have employed in Edo State, are they my brothers there? Is that not his state? And these are the same set of people that we have in these nations that are causing problems to the nation. So what we are trying to ask, we are asking government, look at this judgment. This is one key thing that stops international organizations or foreign bodies to say Nigerians have no industry that is producing from zero to finishing. This is a case study. Although media personnel says, he said they are wondering why, no matter the calls of the federal government for foreign investors and partners to come into the country, they are not coming. They said these are the case. When they saw the video we aired yesterday, we didn't air, our products are still in here. We have most of our things are still in. You can see equipments, our fertilizer things and the rest of them. You can see the entire building. The entire building is our property. If the court say we should move, vacate from here, please let them come and remove and uproot all our blocks one after the other. Remove all our irons and everything one after the other and give us our things. Since we know that we don't have judiciary in Nigeria, let them remove our things. Give them all the windows, the doors, the ties, the ceiling and everything. We will share the picture. We will share the photos of all that have, how the place was before. We share those things so that people will see. So we are begging on government, from the president, our president Tinubu, to the ministers, to the FCT minister, they should look into what causes companies and industry to fall down in Nigeria. They should look at why unemployment is increasing. How many people are we having here? We have about 30 staffs. Some will jump work today, some will come to, but we have in record over 30 staffs here. We are not talking of Benin and the rest of them. We are not talking of all over the nations. We are paying the money. And this is the only project all over the nation that have a stakes in every village that government presence have not reached. If you support a project like this, plant this tree. And somebody in the village that have never known you, he say, oh, this moringa, we had that because the federal government have given an ultimatum and even given a support. He say, oh, we are ready to showcase you all over the world. We have one of the best moringa everywhere. Caught me anywhere and challenge me everywhere. I will present our products. I will present what we have. You see the quality of what we are doing and then compare it to every other. Other people all over the world, they will say, they are moringa. This one, I say, you are taking vegetable oil, not moringa. They can bring vegetable, they can bring granite and other things and mix with small moringa and process. Some of their moringa is not quality as ours. because of this new development that they have done. You can see seed, but the nutrient, the nutritional fact, the antioxidant constitute in that moringa cannot come close to what we have. So we are using this point to seek for government to look. We are not just accusing government. We are telling government, these are the responsibility we are demanding from you. Do it for us, and let's see how this nation will move. We have students here. Universities, most of the universities are coming here. We have medical students are all coming here for their research and the rest of it. Beside our staffs, all they are coming here. And then they close this place and shut everybody out. Because of what? Bad judgment. When we paid money, judiciary will bring with all kinds of security forces gather here. With those that have smoked, those that have drink, they are ready to kill anybody because they said, I'm ready to fight. They came in here with their notice that I didn't pay money to this man. They carried my equipments and left with my equipments. In the kind of judgment that they gave, may God help us. So, sir, if there is any other thing that maybe you wish to add to our investors and our partners and our government, let's see how we'll be done with it and move.
All right. Thank you, my CEO. I'm sure that we have heard, and I want to finally say that this particular presence of this factory, this is about the last factory that is here in this small-scale industrial layout here in Nyanya Phase 4. Now, I do not know where the future holds and what it really holds for the country, because we have been checked out. We've done our best, but our best doesn't seem to be enough. So the government needs to check out on this. Who are the ones who qualify to stay here? Because there are no factories here. We've not seen any. You can come and check. Now, if we're evicted from here, there will be no more factory, no single industry will be located here in the so-called industrial, small-scale industrial layout here in Phase 4 Nyanya. It is something that calls for thinking and rethinking by stakeholders, by institutions, by establishments, and people who even interpret the law. I do not know how far badly we fared in our presentation in the court that warrants this kind of judgment. But there should be some kind of common sense. Some people should think through. That's our presentation. We only want people to awaken the conscience of Nigeria and our leaders. Wake up to our responsibilities. What is really happening? So look at the 10 list of staffs who benefit monthly here. Look at the list of people. Even there are people in industrial training, students. All this talks about the future of this country. There are coppers. So when we begin to look at all of this, the list of people, it's supposed to awake the conscience of somebody. Let's think through this kind of steps. Where is it taking us to as a country? That's our presentation. We just call on the understanding.
Sorry,
of the
I wish to also say, some of the media, as I've said earlier, they said they want to come and check on Monday so that they can capture it and knows that, yes, this is why they kept talking that Nigeria is not progressing. To tell the international community, these are some of the laws that cause this problem. So if you are around, you want to come, you can still follow up. They will come and see what transpire. But if there is anything, come and show them. They have seen video of what happened yesterday, so we don't want to even talk anything. But there are other documents, whoever that maybe feel he wants to also partake and participate in maybe supporting to see what we can do, so that let wrong and bad people that are spoiling this government and our government should take an example from what happened here. That is all that we are praying. And we know, as I've said, on my own, last a week plus, I've declared 10 days fasting and prayer. And I finished, today is the 10th day.
Wow.
Sometimes when you are praying,
yes,
God have other ways of answering your prayers.
Sure.
So this one came, I was testifying yesterday, day before yesterday, I was testifying of God's goodness and what God is doing to us. Not knowing that we will face another one yesterday. It's part of progress, and that is what made us to be going to where God has destined us to go.
Sure.
We can't just guess there. We know it's a fight. No general become a general without a fight.
That's true.
So that is what Eden Moringa and Moringa associations are facing in Nigeria, to make sure agricultural and industrial input and support will get to the lives of the people. when government policies and programs are put in the right place. So thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you for the new Nigeria.
Yeah.